PSG are one of the most talked about clubs in Europe right now, and after years and years of buying and relying on superstar individuals, this successful campaign has been built on something very different: hard work and togetherness.
Forward, Kvaratskhelia, wonderful. Oh! Brilliant stop, Donnarumma. Free kick taken by Vitinha, and there's the chance, and they've got ahead. João Neves.
I have been admiring this team from the side of the pitch or up in the gantry when I've been at games in the Champions League this year. They have been the best team, standout, no doubts in my mind. But I wanted to really understand what has made this PSG team a joy to watch and so successful this season. And thanks to our podcast partners Qatar Airways, they have brought me to Parc de France in the French capital and given me unreal access around this place so I can show you what it's really like behind the scenes at this elite club. Come on, follow me, the studio's right up there. Good to see you. You okay?
Yeah. Have you been in Paris?
No, in Bordeaux. There's only two of us.
now.
Two of us. Look at us, man. Look at this. This is why. Hey, good luck, yeah?
Good. Yeah, thank you.
Ballon d'Or?
No.
Good luck. Now, one of the most exciting attacking players in world football is Georgian winger Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. He only joined the club in January, signed for 70 million euros from Napoli. So I want to know, what gets this guy going? Is it data? Is it stats? Is it goals and assists? Or is it just getting into the stadium and getting people off their seats with excitement? Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start straight away. I'm going to show you something because...
Okay.
And just tell me what you think. Do you know Chris Waddle? Big English player in the 80s.
Okay.
Right? And I think maybe a little bit of the 90s. Just want you to watch this player. When I watch you, I think you play a little bit like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar. When you go home, you need to go on YouTube and watch.
Yeah.
But he's always moving. Yeah?
So good.
When I watched you, I was thinking when I came here and watched you play a couple of games, and I was thinking, who does he play like? In the game today, the last 10, 15, I don't know, I can't think of anybody. But then I thought of Waddle and I thought, this is who he plays like the legend of Chris Waddle. Do you have any players that you when you was growing up, you model yourself to play like?
Cristiano. But I know that he's a different player like me, but he was my idol, you know. I was watching him everywhere.
What was you watching about someone like Cristiano for yourself? What did you take for your game?
I think the professional it was the main character for me, because everybody knows that he's one of the best players in the history of football, but the way he was living, it was the thing that I took it, you know, from him, and I learned, and it was many things, but out of the pitch, I think this was how professional he was.
Yeah, I watch you obviously, and I was just saying how I love watching you. But I'm interested to know, when you're attacking a defender, because we have a lot of kids who watch these shows who want to be like you and other wingers. When you're attacking a defender, is it just instinct, or are you know exactly, because of the player you're playing against, what you're going to do?
I think more is instinct. I try to go fast, that you don't have too much time to think where I go or how I go, and I just try to move my body fast and just
shoulders.
Show them like fake moves, you know. Yeah. But I think more is instinct. Also, sometimes I watch them. I know them, how they play, how they defend, but more is like instinct, you know.
So would you change the way you was going to approach somebody based on the profile of the defender? If he's quick, if he's strong, if he's slow? Yeah,
of course. If it's quick, like it's difficult to just kick the ball and go. You have to make like fake him like with the body, or like with the ball and some stuff. But it's difference of the profile of the player, I think.
So when you're going into those games and you've watched the defenders, you've played defenders at the top level now, who are the defenders you look at and go, oh, that's tough day today?
Here, actually, in France, there is good defenders. They are fast, really difficult to play. But I think the Arnold is a very, very good player. Arnold, Trent. Yeah. I cannot say many, but I think the time I'm in Paris, the hardest one was Trent, I think.
So when you're playing, do you go into a game thinking about stats, goals, assists, or is it entertainment for you?
No, I I love football so much. Now I think the thing that I don't like that everybody is watching statistics and the stuff, how they play, how much they run. But for me, the most important is if the teams wins and to enjoy. For me, football is just my life, and I love to play and I love to enjoy with it. And of course, it's important to score goals or do assists, but sometimes there is the games that you play very well, you do everything, but maybe you don't have lucky to score or do assists. So I just try to enjoy and to be part of the team and help them to win.
Going back to Trent, someone like Trent Alexander-Arnold, would he be someone you speak to at all after a game or anything like that?
No, I don't think I don't speak a lot after the games because I'm really tired. But there I have many friends that after the games, but I try to don't speak a lot.
No, it's true. But I didn't speak to no one after games, especially if we lost.
Yeah.
But just going back to the young kids, because I've got young kids and they're watching videos all the time. How do you learn? Because I know you've made it as a professional player now. Are you still learning more? How are you learning? Are you learning new skills or what? What do you do?
I see some movies, some videos of the players, like documentaries. I see them, how they live, and also, in YouTube you can watch the players who was good with the ball. Many time, like 1 month ago, I was very addicted to watch Ronaldinho's videos. And
Same as me.
I was watching him, and he was incredible. Really, I enjoy him watching. And like this, there is some moments I see that I want to make it. I want to try it. And
so you go to the training ground and you practice. Still.
Yeah, you can practice, or like you have imagination in your head, and maybe in the games there is the moment that you want to try it.
Yeah.
And I do sometimes.
I love that. So you're still doing that now. So young kids, even when you make it, you still got to learn, man. I need to talk about the front three, the attacking part of your team. You've got a very well balanced team, but the front three is what excites me most, and I love watching. What does the manager demand of you three, whoever plays up front?
I think he knows that we can attack very well, but he asks that we defend the same like we are attacking. And I think it's important, because now in the football, like you have to defend very well because the attackers is very good, and also like all team attacks, all team defense. And for me also, when I work with Conte in Napoli, I realized that I have to, tactics, and I have to improve with my defense, and he helped me a lot physically, and also the defense tactic.
And you don't mind it?
Yeah, I can say that I was not so good in the defense, but now I'm trying to improve myself, and I also I was impressed with myself, that because before I was not the player that defends well and helps defender well. So now I'm trying to improve these things, and I think I'm doing quite good.
How important is physicality of this? Because if you can't move, if you can't run,
I think the main thing is to be fit and physically good, because you want maybe sometimes to help, but you don't have energy to help.
And I've watched you here a couple of times. I see you running back, and I was surprised, I'll be honest, because sometimes you don't see wingers coming back so far. Sometimes you're there, you're helping Nuno all the time, and I'm like, wow. If I'm a defender, sometimes you have to scream at the winger to come back. You just come in.
Yeah. In the back, I was not like this. I think here, I'm really happy that I'm here, and I give my everything on the field. And I also, like I said, I realized that it's very important to help the defender, because now the wingers 1-against-1, they are very strong. And also, when I have the ball, every time I go with the defender 1-against-1, somebody is helping, and I realized this is very important and very bad for the winger. When you are 1-against-2, it's really difficult to pass. So I'm trying to help defender, and I think it's important.
Is he calling you a lot, the defender? Do you have a lot of communication with him? Because to have good relationships means a good team.
Yeah, of course. So we speak with Nuno. He tells me how is better for him to help. Like when we have the moment that we are 1 against 2, like we are 2 in defense, I try to close him left side for the winger, and he closed the right side. So we speak, we communicate, because it's very important, because sometimes you have to change movement, you know.
No, that's true. I mean, we had Ryan Giggs. You know Ryan Giggs?
Yeah, of course.
We had Ryan Giggs on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about how important it was to have communication with the attacking players. So when he was passing the ball into the box, he could do it with his eyes closed, because he knows where the players are going to be, because he built the relationship.
Yeah.
Your front three, or you have 4 players who cover the front 3 positions, especially the dynamic ones. Are you guys communicating a lot so you know? Because you've come in, you hit the ground running quickly. So how has that happened?
I think, like I said, I love football. I was watching PSG games before, and I know more or less everybody, how they play, what they did before.
Research.
Also. Yeah. And now I know that what the main skills they have in the team, like in the attack, we have crazy players that you give them ball and they just go and score or do something. And also they are very fast. So I know that, like, if I have Barcola on the left, I have to give him in the space, and he's like, I don't know, the fastest guy. With Nuno also, you just have to give him the ball in the space, and he will run like, I don't know, the plane.
What about like Dembele? I mean, people are talking about him now, like the Ballon d'Or, potentially. Talk to me a little bit about him and what he brings.
I think this guy is an incredible player with the ball, with both feet. He plays the same. His movements, he's the very fast player, and he's the very, very good person. And I was impressed the way he's the person is. And
it's nice that you say that, because he's over the years had some negative criticism about as a person, maybe personality, which is maybe unfair. It's just nice to see somebody who actually plays with him.
Yeah.
He says what a great person he is.
Yeah, it's like in the media and in the social networks, there is the things that people say that is not true. They didn't know what inside in the team there is happening. The person is. Dembele is, I don't know, the funniest guy I ever seen in the football. He's every time joking. He's the very, very good person. He every time, also in the field, he's coming to you. He's helping. He's asking you, and I think he's a great person and a great football player that everybody see in this year. That he's incredible.
What about Doue? I mean, he's new. Nobody before this season who thinking about the top players in the world was talking about Doue. Now, potentially everyone's saying Doue. Give us insight into him.
He's only 19 years old. It's crazy. When you see him physically, he's very, very strong. He's fast with technique. It's crazy. I think we got very lucky that we have him in the team, because he can do everything. Actually, when I was 19, and I see many players like 19 or 18 years old, they are very loud with football, but they are not so professionals. And this guy is like crazy professional. Yeah. He do everything. He's focused. He work hard, and I think this guy is very, very special.
But you're talking about the front 3 you had. I was lucky to play with some great players, the attacking players, and I always noticed that there were always competition between them and learning off each other. Is that similar with you guys?
Yeah, of course. We know that there is the concurrence that everybody wants to play, but I think we are helping each other. There is not like why I'm not playing or why he's playing. We don't speak like this. We are helping each other, and I think in the team is good that you have many players, and you have to put in the field everything, because otherwise you will bench next game. So we try to do our best, and I think our relationship is very good in the team, all of them, and it's pretty good that in the team you have the players that is giving each other help.
Just to go back to your manager and how quickly you adapted to the PSG team. and playing in France. Did the manager have a plan for you when you met him before you signed? Did he have like a plan to say, this is what I want from you, this is what we'll achieve?
Yeah, of course. Also last year they wanted me to come here, but there was some issues that I stayed in Napoli. And this coach wanted me. He was speaking with me also last year, and I wanted to come here very, very much. And when I came here, it was difficult. Also, he told me that there will be not easy the start, but you have to be constant, just focus. And he explained me that we have very good attack players, but I want them to defend as well. And that's why I think I realized that is very important. And I know that when you came in this team, attacking players, like you cannot show them something different, you know. There is the players that very good with the ball, with very fast and things, and I think I bring in my head that I have to be very strong physically, I have to be focused all the game, and I have to help my defender very well. And I think this was the main reason that he spoke with me, that I have to defend as well like I have to attack.
It's crazy because I think, I don't know what it's like here, but a lot of people talk about football being very much like system, robots playing now. You have to be here, you have to be there. And it's funny you talk about, immediately Luis Enrique said you have to defend to an attacking player like yourself. But I still see your team and you guys up front play with fluidity still. Can you explain how that happens?
I think he's saying to us that we feel free on the pitch. If you see that we change positions many times, like maybe I'm left winger starting, but I go right side, or I come to play striker. Like we move. I think this movement is very good, that the opposite team didn't understand where or how we play. And I think these movements, these changes is very important for us. And the main thing, we feel free in the pitch and we move how we want. And I think it's very good. You know, when you are an attack player and you feel free, you can go inside, you can go outside, you can ask ball deep or you go wide. It's very, very good.
Good. And also, in going to a big club, I was lucky I was at Leeds, and then I went to Manchester United. It's a step up in the quality, expectations, the fans, etc. Was there a moment in training or a game when you went, this is why I come here?
Here, you mean?
Yeah, when you came to PSG.
Yeah, I think first when I came here, the way they treat me, even from the first day when I go in the training center, or even when I arrive to the airport, the way they treat me, the way I feel that I was really the player, like important player, and it was like I had in the head that I have to give this team everything, this club everything, and the players, they are very good. They help me very much in adaptation, and it's very important. The staff, the club. Like everyone is very loyal, and I think this is for me most important, how they are in the person, because there is many good players in the world, and for me the most important is how person you are, and here how they welcome me and they treat me is very, very good, and I was very happy and I was impressed really.
Well, listen, it's great to see someone with so much flair and who's so exciting to watch is underpinned by hard work. So good luck to you, and I'll see you in Munich, man, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All the best,
nice
man.
to meet you.
And you, man. Take care.
Thank you.
Good luck. Hey, I've got to get your shirt one day. Yeah? Seriously,
we change.
we change your shirt. Yeah? I'll do it. I'll bring my shirt to Munich, and if I see you, I'll give it to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
good luck, my man.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Ciao. I cannot wait to hear about this next guy's mentality. Vitinha. He went from struggling to get minutes on loan at Wolves, who decided against making the transfer permanent, to being an integral member in this elite PSG side. But he started this interview by spinning it and asking me questions. Lucky I don't play no more.
But you miss it, sure.
The
sure
game?
You miss it. Everything. No?
When I come here for big games, like when you play the big games in the Champions League, the knockout stages, that's when I start to, the smells and the blood, you start thinking, this. I remember now.
Yeah, I imagine.
I want to start with a story I read up on you when I knew I was going to be able to interview you from one of your former teammates. I'm sure you've heard this already. Marcel
I saw it.
at
Yeah.
Wolves, yeah, you saw it. And he said, this is what he said the conversation was. This is what you were going back to Portugal after making 19 appearances at Wolves. And this is a conversation or sentence you said to him. Marcel, I'm going back to Porto. I'm going to smash it there. And the season after, I'll be playing for one of the top 8 best teams in Europe. Marcel's reaction was, wow, this guy, he can't get a game at Wolves. And he thinks he's going to sign for Man City or a club like this. He's a bit crazy, but no, he certainly wasn't in the end. How did you have that confidence after, if you wouldn't mind me saying, not doing so well at Wolves?
To be honest, I don't remember saying that to Marcel. I'm not saying he's lying because probably he's not, but I don't remember. It's the kind of things that I think you say because you feel at the time, and he remembers because it happened and he stayed with him. But yeah, I think it's when you see it like that. You didn't play at Wolves, now you play at PSG. It's like, how's that possible? It's a little bit strange, but you were a player, you know that the context, it's everything. We have a lot of great players that didn't stand up, didn't make it in another clubs. I remember De Bruyne, I remember Salah. They didn't make it at Chelsea, they didn't make it at Chelsea as well, I think.
Chelsea, both of them, yeah.
And then later, they did it at their clubs.
Were people like that inspirations at the time for you? Would you reference those and go, it hasn't gone well here?
No, I didn't have that in my mind. I know that right now that exist those examples, but at the time I didn't think about it. I just thought, yeah, it's not my context, and I'm not saying that it wasn't my fault. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe it was the first year out of my home. Maybe it was the way that we played that it wasn't the best fit. But again, another things. It was I always say it was a fantastic year. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to play more. Of course, I didn't play a lot, almost nothing. But it gave me another things. I went out of my zone of comfort. I knew a new country, a new culture. I had to grow in the difficulties, you know.
Did you ever doubt yourself in them moments? Because a lot of young players, a lot of young people who are watching this,
of course.
they're going to have moments of doubt in their life or their disappointment. What was it like? What was that like for you?
It was tough. It was fantastic that it happened because it gave me more strength, it gave me more experience, it gave me more resilience. But it was tough. At the time, I was with my wife. At the time, it was a girlfriend, and it was tough. We were both there. It was COVID time, so I didn't even experience the best of Premier League. The fans, the stadium, full stadium. I didn't experience it. Experienced it. It was a tough year in Wolverhampton. That's not. You don't have a lot to do as well.
To put it politely.
Yeah, politely. No, but I liked it a lot. I liked the people there and everything. I really liked it. But the city of Wolverhampton with the COVID on top, it was tough. And on top of this, everything, I didn't play. And that's the worst part. I didn't play. It was hard on me because I wanted to play. I gave it all in the trainings, but then I continued not to play. It was tough, but I'm glad it happened.
In your, just finally on that, in your heart of hearts, when you sit down and you look at it and you go, from a football perspective only, what would you say was probably one of the main factors in you not being able to stay at Wolves and solidify your position there in the Premier League?
Like I said, the context. I don't think it was the best environment for me to play. In terms of how the team played. It's not just the English football because there are some exceptions. And there are some teams that have the profile that I have of playing football, but not Wolves. Not at that time. At that time, we were a team with not so much possession. We had Adama, Neto, so we played with a back five, two and Jimenez, Adama and Neto, and it was a lot of defending counterattacks. It was difficult for my kind of play, my physicality, lack of it.
Yeah, people would assume it was just physicality, but it's more than that, isn't it?
It's more than that. It's more than that. But yeah, I think it was up to that. Maybe it was a little bit my fault as well. Of course, it wasn't just the other things, but it didn't happen.
Just fast forwarding now to how you're doing now, and listen, I hope you don't mind me saying, I've watched you play a lot this season, and one of the best midfielders I've seen play this year.
Thank you.
And I think one of the key factors has been dominance in midfield of the teams. Now, when you play against English teams, how have you guys approached them? Because you've dominated English teams. I know there's been tough games, but you've got through all of the hard parts of those moments. How have you combated the English teams and approached those games?
We tried to do the same way that we did with the other teams, but we knew that they were going to put a different intensity, and that was
compared to the other European teams.
Yeah, that was the main worry. I say for myself, it was the main worry that I've got before playing them. The kind of intensity in defense and in attack as well that they put in the game. Sometimes it's difficult to have the control. We saw it against Liverpool in Anfield. We saw it against Aston Villa in Villa. We saw it against Arsenal here. So sometimes we couldn't have the control as we wanted, but most of the time we had it. And I think it was the key to most of the wins that we had, because that's our strength. If we take the game to our strength, we are closer to win the game, and that's what we did. With most of it, but it's not easy with all good English teams that we faced, and even the coach said there were sometimes some periods of the matches that we didn't have the control. It happens. It's difficult to have control the 90 minutes, but we faced it very well as well. There's those times, and we managed to win the games.
Which of your personal attributes allowed you to kind of get through the physical side or the intensity that the other teams was bringing to you?
When you don't have some aspects, you have to compensate with the others, and that's, I think I do it naturally since ever, because I didn't have the physicality. I never had. So I had to do a lot of things. I had to watch before, think before, predict things, maybe flight. Like, how do I say it? Like it's
Beat
like
people.
It's like run. It's not running away, but avoid
contact.
Because you can do it if you do it. If you think before, if you give a touch to the right instead of the left, you can do it. It's doable, and that's what I think I naturally evolved the most of it. It was on that, because if I went the other way, it would be done for me, because I don't have it. But still, there's some times of the game that the physicality arrives. It's not always doable to avoid contact, to stay away from it. It will arrive, and I have to give what I have, what I can do. 100%. Sometimes you can do it. Yeah.
I watched you here, especially, and the first name came to mind when I watched you was Modric, and the way you play. I think you're in the top 1% of all midfielders in terms of like numbers, in terms of passing and success rate. Do you see yourself like that? And is that one attribute that you see is what that sets you apart as well?
Yeah, like I said, the context that I am, the team that I am, the position that I play a little bit like a 6. It's normal that I will have a lot of passes, because we play with the possession, with the control of the game every game, and that's what we want to have. So it's normal that I have those kind of numbers. But yeah, I try to do it the best of my abilities. Modric, it's a reference. It's unquestionable. And yeah, I watch them and I try to stay to do it at their level, to imitate things and to.
So you'd watch videos of like Modric. Who else?
Yeah, of
Who
course.
else?
I think I don't like to say idol, but the one I like the most and I have my references are Iniesta.
Iniesta.
Yeah, like since always.
I love him
Yeah.
as well. But that's
And Modric, yeah, as well. I like both.
And both of those guys as well, I think, have a quality that you have, that you're not just a passer. You can actually move and beat someone with the ball.
I didn't play it at this position that I'm playing right now. Before it was last year at the quarterfinals, I think. Oh no, quarterfinals. How do we say it in English? Before the quarterfinals.
Last 16.
The last 16.
Yeah.
And we played against Real Sociedad here, and the coach switched me to a 6th position because until there I played 8, and I like to go up. I like to be on the I like to dribble. I like to go with the ball a lot, and sometimes the 6 can do that, and that's what I try to manage to not do so much because sometimes it's not good for the team.
When a manager tells you,
but that's
that
why I do this because I didn't was a 6 until last year, and this year more 6.
When a manager tells you, listen, normally people change positions at the beginning of their career or when they're young and they're babies. To do it in the middle of your career when you're flying, you're doing really well, having to pressure to win trophies, how do you take that on as a player?
I think it would be tougher if I change position drastically, like a fullback or an attacker. That would be difficult. In the midfield, I always love to do all the jobs, like what an 8 does, a little bit of both, or a 10 less. I think I don't have the capability of being a very good 10, but I like to play in every position of midfield. So it wasn't new for me, but it was a bit different because when I was 8, sometimes I went in a position of 6, but temporarily, and then I went back to 8 and I progressed down the field. And right now with a 6, you have to watch things that you didn't watch as an 8. You have to be more positional. Even if we have a lot of mobility, we have to be more positional. In the defense, you have to be more serious. You can't
aggressive.
Yeah, you can't relax a little bit. You have to always help the defenders and everything. So it's different, but it wasn't a big difference because I was used to play to all the positions in the midfield.
Compared to the front 3, there seems to be a lot more discipline in that midfield area, which is normal. How kind of forceful is Luis Enrique in making sure you guys know all your roles? Because he seems quite an intense character to me.
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's incredible, and I'm glad he is like this. So I think it changed a little bit with the time. Last year you wanted to be onto this to have more like positional sense. You didn't want to have a lot of crazy changes and everything. A lot of mobility. We did have, but it was controlled. This year he tried to. I think it was the team. It was already with the principles well known, and he tried to put more mobility on the team. Like a 6, you can be an 8 can be a 10 can do a 6, and with the front, you never know when they are in the left, sometimes in the middle, and it's difficult for them, for the other teams.
Opposition, yeah.
I know when the teams does this against us, it's difficult. And he tried to put this year, and I think it was key. It's very difficult for the other team, even if they press 1-to-1, even if they don't press and they stay low. It's difficult when you have a lot of people. Sometimes you have the 6, sometimes you watch and you don't have the 6 because he's on the centre back.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
But that's why I've enjoyed watching your team so much. I said on TV, it's the most enjoyable team to watch this season is PSG because of this reason. Because I don't know, tell me if you hear this and you feel this in football at the moment. A lot of people are talking about how systematic all the teams are. position, you have to stay there, this is where I want you. The manager's creating all the solutions for everybody before the game is starting. But you guys seem to, it's like you have a basis, principles, but in the game, you can do what you like.
I agree. You don't feel like, and that's the most important for him, for the coach. You don't feel like it's a clueless mobility or like a crazy mobility. No, we have a lot of mobility, but the players that are playing, they feel control always. You know, you don't feel like right now Usman is at left and should be no. If he's in left, he knows what to do in the left. If he's in the right, he knows what to do in the right. If he's in the center, he will know what to do. With the midfielders as well. Sometimes we change with an attacker or something, and we know what we have to do on those moments, on those positions, and that's the most important. You feel like even if you have this mobility, you have control. We're not confusing the opponent and us, you know. And I think that's the most important. But to address what you were saying, I think it's the evolution of football naturally. It's normal because everybody wants to win. Everybody right now in the football of today has a big organization, tactically strong. You play against the last of Liga. They are incredibly organized. They will press. They will stay. It's difficult to play today.
Everyone is tactically ready, isn't it?
But I think we may not like it, but it's the evolution. It's the natural evolution of football because everybody wants to win. So you understand more the game. You try to win the games more of another way, a more intelligent way, tactically. You know, I think it's natural that happens. What we try to do, it's a little bit try to destroy that kind of organization that they have. So
freedom.
Well, freedom with control, and that's the most difficult thing. If you have freedom, sometimes you can be crazy on the game, and freedom with control, I think it's what we try to do, and that's why people enjoy watching us because we have guys like Usman, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, Doue, that can do what the game demands today. They defend, they come back, and I think it's key on the football of nowadays. You can, before I think you could, like last 1-2 players that didn't defend it so well. Today you have to defend with everything. Everyone.
That's the difference in this PSG team
I think
for
so.
the last
I think
5,
so.
6, 7 years.
And they can do both. They can come with us with the defense and defend. We saw it a lot of times, and then they can go.
The capacity to do it. I was amazed when I watched here, but I spoke to Kvara before about playing as a winger, and he said, "Yeah, I love to excite and to entertain, but I have to go back." He looks like they enjoy defending. For a midfielder, you must be sitting there saying,
it's very important. It's more important. It's even more important because we're not defensive profiles. I'm not a defensive profile. João, it's not a defensive profile, even though he's a little bit better. Fabian, it's not a defensive profile. So if we didn't have those kind of helps with the attack, it would be more difficult for us, more difficult for defense. So I think the main thing that the key to our success, and what the coach managed to do, that is difficult to say to your attackers, you have to come. If you don't come, another will go in and will do it.
The most successful teams have this. Just talking about João.
When you ask them to do this defensively, because offensively, they already do what everybody wants to see and what we want. So if they can have the other parts, it's perfect.
You just mentioned your midfield partner, one of them, João Neves, fellow Portuguese player. I'm going to speak to him later. So give me what's one of his best attributes playing alongside him?
He has a lot. I don't think I find how does it say, its attributes and flaws.
Yeah.
I don't think I find weaknesses in him.
In his game.
and he has 20 years.
It's a joke,
That's
isn't
the
it?
most incredible thing. He has 20 years, and I don't say that to a lot of players about a lot of players. I don't think it's good to compliment a lot, but I really don't have nothing to say bad about him. He defends well, he attacks well, he knows the game, he knows to read the game to the different times of the game. He's good on his head. He's short, but he jumps a lot. He scores, he assists, he tackles. I don't know. I really don't know a flaw in his game.
Wow.
Maybe he has a little bit of one aspect, little aspect, like if you really want to help him, like to receive the ball to the front or something like that. But it's like this. Yeah, he's going to do it like when he wants. It's really something incredible. I don't remember seeing a player like him. It's not spectacular. You don't see them do things like Doue or Kvaratskhelia. But it plays like a 30-year-old. It's perfect for us. It's a very, very good thing that he's with us, and I hope he'll stay the most of his career with us because he helps a lot. And it's a great player.
Okay, listen.
And a great guy as well.
Good. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate your time. I'll see you in
Thank
Munich, and good luck to you.
I'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Top man. For me? Oh, wow. Thank you
Yes,
so
already.
much. Cheers, man. I have to get your shirt one day, man. Serious.
Thank you.
For me and my kids.
It will be my pleasure.
I'll hit you on Instagram and then we'll organise it.
Go ahead.
Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And good luck. I
Ciao.
want to see you guys win it, man.
I hope.
You deserve it. You have anything you want me to ask Zhao?
No. I was going to say whatever.
Vitinha didn't have a bad word to say about this guy. It's his midfield partner, complements him perfectly, Mr. João Neves.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
You okay?
Great.
Good to see you, man. Well, listen, thanks for coming on. I want to take it back to when you were a kid, because we have a lot of young people that watch our shows. And when you're being talked about as a future star in Portugal, so at such a young age, what's going through your head as a young player?
You know, it's always difficult to understand how popular, how people see you. And sometimes I was walking as a normal person and the people recognize you, and in the beginning it's a bit weird, but I think with a lot of what my parents told me, it's always be the same and be normal, like not the social media, because I'm growing in the football. I will not change, so I think it was pretty easy to adjust to how popular I am.
Because you've been playing in the first teams and people have been speaking about you for quite a while now. When was there a moment in your career where you thought, I'm ready to play high, I can play at high, I know I'm going to be able to play a high level one day?
I think it was when I arrived here, because when I signed for Paris Saint-Germain, I was thinking about being here. I came here and thinking about play 2 minutes, 10 minutes, enjoying all my opportunities. And now I'm here and I played the most of the time. So I think it was when I started playing the Champions League, high level against Bayern, against Arsenal. I started thinking about, well, I can play here.
I already spoke to Vitinha, one of your teammates, and Portuguese as well. He also has good English. He couldn't find a bad word to say about you. Everything was positive, yeah, as a football player.
I don't believe that.
But also as a person, seriously.
No, I talk with my girlfriend, my parents, and I always say Vitinha and I, we are not the same, but I think the values
As people?
As people,
yeah.
It's pretty the same, you know.
Okay.
I like to be with him, have dinner, have a full pool day with him, and it's always happiness. So
you two are always together, yeah? Off the pitch,
on the
pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, this is good. So how would you describe yourself in terms of a playing style? I'll read you a quote I heard that you,
As a player?
you said. Yeah, I heard something you said. When you don't have the body, you have to be smart.
Yeah.
Explain what you mean.
All my teammates start growing physicality, try to think faster and better.
So I think that gave me a lot of where I am now. So
Have you always been one of the smaller guys in your
yeah,
teams?
always,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so you have to think a
now
lot
I'm
more.
on the second VTs.
Yeah. Are you bigger than Vitinha?
Yeah,
Oh, you always tell him.
yeah, always. But apart of that, I think I'm a collective player. I always think about the team first. So I'm not in the pitch to score or to make an assist. So for me, it doesn't matter.
I've spoken to both Vitinha and Kvara before you, and one of the things that it seems like they have a love for Luis Enrique as a coach. What has he brought to you to help your game?
First of all, I think I'm better playing now than when I came here. So he has a vision for the football that I never seen before, because, like he said, the football it's simple. You know, it's 11s against 11s. Who wants more? Probably the probability to win is better. So nobody's a Superman. So you have to run for your teammates. You have to give 100% of you, and sometimes you give 100% or 120% and you cannot win. So imagine if you do just 50%. So if you give for yourself 100%, is the probability to win it's better.
I love it, because I've said many times the most exciting team I've watched this year is PSG. And what I've been really kind of infused by, and I've really liked by interviewing you guys while I've been here, is that every one of you speak about working hard, running.
Yeah.
That
I
fundamental.
think that's the secret of our team. You know, in the first half of the season, we are not getting so much attention like we are now, because we didn't score. But if you see all the games, you have the opportunity. You have a 30 chance per match. So now we are scoring. So it's different. We are confident, and I'm really happy to be in this kind of situations. I don't know. Like I said in the last interview, they talk about the final, the champions, and I told them I don't know if it's my last one. So
You give everything.
Yeah, that's true.
You speak about hard work, and I can tell when I watch you, that's one of the staples of your game. What is another attribute that you would consider one of your big attributes outside of just
The
work?
ball possession, how we move, how we change positions. Sometimes I'm playing as a sixer, and then I'm at the Usman spot 9 because he came down. So I think all of our movements depends what my teammate do. So Luis Enrique, talking about him, he could pass us that kind of style. Yeah.
It's crazy because we're in a time of where a lot of people talk about football being robotic, just about system. You stay here, you stay here. But that's another, you just mentioned about the ability to be able to move.
It doesn't care if it's you or him. It has to be 2 players there. I don't care if it's the goalkeeper or the 9. So even if the goalkeeper was there, so I'm supposed to be in the goal. So it doesn't care, because we have a lot of quality, individual quality. So I can play as a winger or a centre back sometimes. Marquinhos can play sixer, or he can go a little bit fullback. So it depends. We have the quality. So how can we use that to make damage on the opponent? So
I was here, and I've said it numerous times. I think your midfield is the best balanced midfield I've seen in Europe this year. Would you agree with that? And why? Give me an insight into the mid balance.
I think I agree. And it's not the most players, me, Fabi and Viti, we are playing a little bit more than the others, but you can, for me personally, I training with everybody, but you cannot see, but you can put Seni or Warren, Kagini, and will be the same for sure. So when I'm tired, I get sub out, and it's all the same. So I think that's our strongest.
So tell me how the manager gets you all thinking and even speaking the same. Like the way you guys are just seem almost robotic. That your answers are very similar in that your principles you're talking about consistently.
Yeah.
How has the manager got that? Because I've watched videos of him. He seems so intense. He seems like he's aggressive.
He's intense in the right moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a very cool thing. And like he said, every time if we are losing 2-0 or winning 3, the plan of the game it's the same because he believes that's the best way to achieve the win. So it doesn't matter if we are winning or losing, we have to keep our idea in practice.
Play the same.
Yeah.
Just going back to the trio of yourself, Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz, the balance is crazy. How has it worked on to get so fluid that we see it looks so normal and so easy? Do you do a lot of training in the training ground? Are you a lot talking, a lot communicating?
Yeah, we talk a lot, we training a lot. It's, every single training we do ball possession, sometimes without goals. Sometimes we are winning 3-0 and we have not to worry about if we score the fourth. If the fourth goal came, better. But sometimes ball possession and try to find the space in the right moment, in the right time. We do a lot of ball possession in training.
In the midfield, you've had some played against a lot of English teams and also other teams from around Europe. Who would you say in midfield has been your hardest battles individually as a player? You would go, that was a hard game against him.
It was for me a hard game in Munich against Bayern. Joshua Kimmich, Goretzka. I love that guys. He moves a lot. He's free in the midfield and he is a quality. I don't need to explain how good he is. So yeah, for me, what I remember now, against Bayern. Yeah.
Just talking about Vitinha, because I asked him about you specifically. Give me some insight into Vitinha. What do you appreciate in his game since you've joined?
In his game?
And you look at his game and go, "Whoa, this is top."
I love, sometimes people don't get it, but I love how he controlled the game and put his rhythm, and it's the right rhythm in that moment. So sometimes he needs to, the people talk, he gives 10 touch to pass the ball, but sometimes we need that. Sometimes he needs that to get confident. And I appreciate how he don't change because the people speak about that. So he can play 1 touch, 10 touch, 2 touch in the air, in the ground. And I love how he plays.
Because I can see you've got a genuine connection with him, yeah. And when I played, I think it was important. I had a connection with Nemanja Vidic and Edwin van der Sar, that triangle. Yeah. How important is that for you guys? You feel that off-pitch relationship?
Yeah. And in the beginning, it was great because I was here without my father, without my girlfriend. So I was in the first half of the season, a lot of time alone. And his family, it's absolutely incredible for me. They invite me to have dinner with more with Portuguese.
Portuguese, I was going to say.
Yeah, but my family talks about Vitinha's family like it was a family.
Your family again.
Yeah. So.
And the same with Mendes as well.
Mendes as well, Gonçalo as well. You know, Gonçalo's father was my first manager in Benfica.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we have a great connection.
So I love that. It's amazing. You get a lot of players. If you get from one country, they all stay together to help each other, which is great. Which is, I think, important. Just to go back to yourself, a number of managers and teammates have described you as having like maturity beyond your years. Vitinha said like you're a young boy, like 30 years old. Is this natural? Where did this come from?
I don't know, but I assume that it comes from my values, my parents. So I don't see me on the pitch as a kid. I think, like I said in the last interview, they talked me about the Cristiano Ronaldo thing. I was talking to him and I said, I think in the pitch we are always the same. There is no one most important than the other. So we are here with the same function. It's to win. So I think I don't see me as a kid in the field.
Do you say this to Cristiano? Yeah.
No, I said about what I think when they show me the photo with the Cristiano. I was talking with Cristiano like I talk with Vitinha. For me, Cristiano it's an idol, like for all the Portuguese players. But in the pitch, when I had the opportunity to play with him as a side, for me, Cristiano is just a player. He has to give 100% of himself. Like I need to give 100% of myself. So in the pitch, I don't think about I'm a kid. Yeah.
For someone who's so young, who I would imagine, like you said, Cristiano is an idol for you. You've grown up watching him. To then walk into the changing room and be in the same team as him, what's it like? Them first moments when you meet him, and what is he like with you?
I don't remember, but I think it was like I was a little bit of. It's not just with Cristiano, mostly with Cristiano, but I cannot do what I do normally because they will think I'm a child or something like that.
Nervous?
Nervous, sure, with Bruno, with João Cancelo, with everyone. So with Cristiano it's the same, but Cristiano is maybe a little bit... it's a weird to talk about Cristiano because he's an idol for like everyone has him as an idol. But I have the opportunity that most of the people don't have to play. Yeah, so I'm a lucky boy to play with Cristiano, and watching him, listening all the stories that he has. So
he's not telling you stories, surely. He's not saying, "I remember when I did this."
No, he do it. No. All the every lunch, every dinner, he tell us a story.
No, just to go back. I mean, it's really interesting with you guys that you all have reference points for players who you admired when you was growing up.
Yeah.
Who was you going on YouTube watching, and who do you still look at and go, that's the standard?
You know, my first one when I was playing for Benfica, mostly Aimar.
Oh, Pablo Aimar.
Pablo Aimar. Yeah. But then I started watching European football. I love Kevin De Bruyne, Manchester City players, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, all of that players. I love it. And then now PSG, Berratti for sure. A lot of players. I try to get the best of one to put in my game. I try to be the most completed possible. Yeah. So sometimes I watch a more offensive player than defensive player. I try to be the most completed possible. You know, like Kante, like Kimmich. So yeah.
So who was in your position?
I don't put on YouTube a name. I put midfielders. So.
Oh really? So you get everything.
Yeah.
So if you would pick one player when you're growing up now and you go, that was in my position.
Okay.
The reference.
Maybe it's hard to choose one, but I actually I don't need a life like Cristiano. Cristiano is the most famous people that I know. I don't like. I love to go for a walk with my girlfriend or with my dog, and don't be recognized. I'm just a normal guy, so I not choose Cristiano for sure. But maybe I love the life that Bernardo Silva has. So I spend time with him, and I love it. It's just a normal guy. He goes to the father's house. You know what it is? It's a type of songs in Portugal, fado.
Okay.
You don't know?
I don't know it, no.
And he goes there and it's a chill guy.
Just chills out.
Has a normal life, a lot of quality. Yeah, and I think that's what I want from him.
Well, listen, man, I love your humility. Lovely to meet you at last.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck, man. I want to see you guys win it. Since you've been the best team this year.
I want to win.
So we've just finished interviews of the three guys, the PSG players, and wow, listen, if I wasn't confident of them winning the Champions League before, I certainly am now. I expected talking about excitement, entertaining players, skills, etc., with the attacking players they've got. But the key fundamentals, the principles they talked about, every single one of them, hard work, togetherness. they're going to be a tough act to follow. And listen, what scares me is these guys are young and they're hungry. They could be around for many years. So I'll see you guys in Munich and we'll see how it unfolds.